as I will talk about the education and job sector. So I will also share my background. I have done diploma in energy economics, energy system, and environmental impact. Diploma in advanced diploma in production operation management. Business administration diploma from study section. Diploma in training of the trainers. I have passed the Bachelor of Science in Business Studies with CGPA 4 out of 4 and 5 credits in Human Resource Management. Completed Human Resources Diploma from Allison Study Section Human Resource Management Diploma. Effective Human Resource Administration and Human Resources Management or HR for People Managers from University of Minnesota. Let's talk about Calvin Robb. He is a student of economics in UCLA or University of California, Los Angeles. He is in the economics bachelor's degree program. And most of you who are not familiar with UCLA, I must say that it's a great university. It's a public university in Los Angeles, and it's a research university. And let's see the curriculum of economics degree program. The economics degree program is divided into 6 specific segments in University of California, Los Angeles. The lower division courses, upper division courses of business economics, summer session courses, minors and others, and some other programs. The lower division courses are basically macro, and econometrics, obviously, and upper division courses include macroeconomics, applied economics, economic theory and econometrics, and upper division courses in business economics, finance strategy. Finance is not common in Bangladesh economics degree programs. And economics summer courses includes a lot, principles, introductory, and a lot. And there are some minor courses too, minors in accounting, minor in entrepreneurship, labor and workplace studies, and the other programs are just some basics of the partnership of UCLA and other stuff. I mean, about the university, obviously. So this is about Calvin Robb. Let's see what he talks about his economic degree.
It doesn't really prepare you that well for the business world or kind of the professional world at large. And the reason for that is because I'm not taking a lot of classes that are very applicable to the business world. So for instance, a business major will take a lot of finance courses, a lot of marketing courses, a lot of managing courses that will really prepare them. You know, they will look at different case studies and different things like that will very much so prepare them for the job market, and they'll be able to get off and running right away. Whereas an econ major doesn't necessarily get all that. We spend a lot of time with econ theory, and we spend time with a lot of math and just doing a lot of things that aren't necessarily that applicable. So I know things at a very deep level, but there will be a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to jumping into kind of the business world. And I think that's something where econ does fall a little short than business, because we're not doing everything we do is not that applicable.
So what he's actually trying to say that degree in economics is quite harder and not that much satisfactory. Rather, a business studies degree can be a lot more helpful, and you can get a job very easily if you pass a specific business studies degree. But to be honest, the reality is quite bad. I am a business studies graduate and I have completed BSc in business studies, and the reality is like this. I have got CGPA 4 out of 4 in all my subjects with more than 93% marks, and overall 97.06% of the marks. So quite first class first or similar like that. But ultimately nothing changed my future. What I did, I just put that degree in my wall so that I can make myself happy that I have done a degree with CGPA 4 out of 4.
So when I wake up in the morning, I get really happy that I got CGPA 4 out of 4 with 97% of marks and 180 credits completed with 36 courses. Yeah.
So that's the harsh reality of the job market.
If you want to become an economist and really work as an economist at different companies, you will need a graduate degree. So this is something where a business major may want to do something, and if they want to go into business or really anything within it, they can do it right after they get their bachelor's degree. Whereas with econ, if you want to become an economist, you do have to go and get your graduate degree oftentimes, whether that be a master's degree in economics or something along those lines. And I understand this because if you do want to become an economist, there is a lot more that you got to learn, and you get that in a master's degree, but you just don't get it in a bachelor's degree. So I understand it, but it is a con. If you want to become an economist, it does require a bit more school, and it will also cost you quite a bit of money, most likely. And then one more thing I wanted to add is that not all economics majors want to be economists in the end. I'm not probably going to go get my master's degree in economics. I'll likely go get my MBA.
Well, maybe some of you are thinking about getting MBA degree after your economics degree to actually avoid the unemployment of the economics degree. Well, I have something for you. His name is Manoj Vasudevan. He is a world champion in public speaking by Toastmasters International, author, consultant, international speaker. He has completed bachelors from College of Engineering, Trivandrum, in Electronics and Communication Engineering, and completed MBA from Imperial College of London, and it's really a very famous college. So let's see what he says about his MBA.
I said, all right. So I dipped in my savings, took thousands of dollars, and went to Imperial College London to do my MBA. 2 years later, and tens of thousands of dollars later, nothing changed in my career.
Or the biggest complaint, and that is you won't use a lot of what you learn. Now, part of this just comes with what we signed up for. We expected this, but I do hear this complaint still quite a bit, and I find it frustrating as well oftentimes. And the reason for this is we will dive so deep into things, such as like the supply and demand curve, whereas business majors just learn it and learn how you can apply it to the business world. Economics majors dive deep into that, and we learn about the complex, even just multivariable calculus that goes behind supply and demand, and things like the Lagrangian multiplier and different things like that form those graphs. And oftentimes when you're deep in the math, when you're deep in the theory, in the back of your head, you're never going to use this. In the business world, no one's going to be asking you these complex questions this deep. You'll have to know it surface level, which the business majors are fine, but not that deep. Now, don't get to what you like until the end. So this is something that may be specific to UCLA. I can't exactly speak on other economics programs. I have very limited knowledge, at least. All I know is my fellow econ friends that are at other schools. That's all I have as a source of information. But kind of the general consensus of what you see as an economics major is you spend like 3 years doing things that you're not necessarily passionate about, and all you get is that 1/4 year where you really get to do cool business stuff. And the reason for that is because in order to become an economics major, you have to take a lot of math. So you are doing a lot of math. You're doing a lot of economic theory. You're doing a lot of statistics, and you can't quite take those cool classes. I signed up for econ in part because of the business side of it, and I don't really get to take those until end of my 3rd year into my 4th year when I'm really in the major and I get to take those fun courses that I'm actually interested in. I've spent so much time doing math, doing economic theory, that I haven't quite gotten to that yet. So that is kind of a little bit of a source of frustration in that I've spent so much time, I feel like majority of my college career has been spent just getting ready to take these courses that I'll only have 1 year for. Whereas business majors, kind of all 4 years, you're taking something surrounding business. I even remember freshman year, there were a lot of people taking already business courses. When I was at Gonzaga, where I used to be, I transferred to UCLA, and they were taking business courses. Whereas with econ, you're taking a lot of econ, a lot of math, and not quite what you like until the very end.
So here we get Dylan Ravis. Actually, his name is Dylan Ravis. He is a graduate of economics and finance from University of Warwick, and with a year of studying abroad in Australia at USYD. So what's USYD? Let's see. USYD is University of Sydney, and that's also a great public research university in Sydney. That's also a famous university, and the University of York is also famous. So let's see what courses are taken in the economics BSc degree program in University of Warwick. In the 3 years BSc degree, they study microeconomics, that's 30 credit, macro, math, probability, statistics, economic data analysis actually, history, perspectives, 20 credits. And in the year 2 they study again microeconomics 2, macroeconomics 2, econometrics 2, economic growth and development, mathematics, and there are some optional courses. Well, there is no econometrics course, but in the second year you will get econometrics too. That's quite what we say, different. And alternative perspective in economics, applied econometrics, and these are the courses in the third year and the final year. So you need to study 3 years to complete the economics degree in University of Warwick. After discovering investment banking and economics wasn't my desired career while studying it, I decided to auditing to a MA or Master in Professional Acting at top drama school. Okay, that's what he did actually. He studied economics and then he went to drama school. So he just made a simple career change. So despite career change in economics and university life was the most valuable. So he had a valuable experience while he was studying in economics, and he will also share that obviously in this channel. So it's a movie, I guess, by him. The name of the movie is Before the End of the World, 2020. That's the Emily Rose Holt and Dylan Ravis. So he worked several movies, I guess. Yeah. So let's see what he tells us about his economics degree.
So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Dylan. I studied for 3 years economics at 2 different universities, one in Australia, one in the UK. So I have a broad understanding of how economics is taught, and I have a broad understanding of the content, everything like that. And today I'm going to be bringing you 5 bad things about it, not good things, bad things, about reasons why you potentially shouldn't study it. Let's say all of your work happens inside of the lecture hall. You know, you don't get to go on any cool trips. There's no cool practicals. There's nothing like dissecting a fish. There's nothing like going and observing or digging up the ground. And I know not many subjects really do have many practicals. But let's say, I don't know, physics maybe has one, engineering maybe has some, biology, chemistry. There's a lot of other subjects out there that seem to have some cool practicals. Whereas economics, the downside was for me that everything was strictly based in either a classroom where you had tutorials, or it was based in a lecture hall where you sat there and listened to a concept that you try and follow along to, but sometimes it gets so hard. So yeah, the first 2 downsides of studying economics are essentially you don't get enough contact time compared to some other subjects, and you don't get enough practical time. Now, I'm not expecting me to walk and start printing money. I don't know what I would want from this practical side of things, but I think to at least have some sort of learning. Let's say if we was learning about the hoteling model, where it basically talks about how if you go to your local, row of shops, there's guaranteed to be, a few of the same type of shops, let's say fast food together. They're all clumped together, when normally you'd think like, oh, why don't they spread out? Surely if they're spread out, then they'd get more different customers. But you learn this thing called the hoteling model in spatial competition in microeconomics, or in industrial at the same time. And it basically says that these fast food chains are exactly the same. The optimal location for them, there's a Nash equilibrium, but not a social equilibrium, is to be right next to each other. And even if it was just like going and learning this concept in class and then having a little practical day where we walk down to the local row of shops and look at it, I think having that sort of cool practical element of things would be something really valuable. But obviously it should be a bit better than that. It's a highly competitive field. There's so many people are out there trying to study economics and go into a sector inside of economics and finance that there is super competition for all of the placement jobs, for all of the cool things you can do with economics. There's always great competition. But moving into another dodgy thing about economics is that I think a big misconception is that, let's say you wanted to move into financial modeling, move into the stock market, to get really high up in the stock market or to make models or stuff like that. People think that, you study finance, you study economics. But as I learned after choosing to study economics, the real people, I think I learned this at my Bank of America internship back in a while ago, and from a lot of other, people telling me about the internship process. A lot of the top financial companies in the finance sector and departments, they don't actually always look for economics and finance graduates or students. They look for physicians, actually no, physics students and maths students, because they're the ones that surprisingly create all of these financial models, despite not having a background in finance, because their maths and their conceptual understanding is so good from their degree, obviously, that they're the ones that actually seem to progress very high up into the financial sector. And I believe more and more as we get more automized, it's the same for computer science students. So while economics is great for getting that fundamental understanding, which can be used in so many different ways, if you wanted to build, let's say, financial models, whilst you can still totally do this with an economics and finance degree, most people tend to seem to have a physics or a maths degree.
Well, being an economist, mathematician, chemist, physicist, sociologist, biologist, or biochemist, all of these are some names in Bangladesh, because you cannot use these titles before or after your name. Even if you complete your PhD in economics, mathematics, or chemistry, or physics, or sociology, or biology, or biochemistry, you won't be able to use economist, mathematician, chemist, physicist, sociologist, biologist, or biochemist before or after your name, because there is no specific governing body for these specific theoretical subjects. Let's make it a little practical. CA, or a chartered accountant, why he or she is called CA, or why he or she can use this specific CA title before or after their name, because they are registered by Institute of Chartered Accountants. That's the governing body or the parenting body who are actually certifying them that they can be able to use the specific title or designation before or after their name. It can be also done from foreign institutions, but I am now talking nationally. And if I talk about IEB, or Institute of Engineers Bangladesh, the same thing is also common. They directly told that only the people who are registered in or a member of this institution, they can use ENGR dot title before their name. Though there are some specific contradiction about the Institute of Engineers Bangladesh, and also maybe for Institute of Architects, but a less contradiction about the Institute of Architects Bangladesh, and they also tell the same thing. You can use the word architect before or after your name only by being a member of this institution, and IB actually tells that you can use that before your name, not actually after. In case of Bar Council, the same thing is common. You can use the advocate title before your name only if you are a member of Bar Council. And in case of doctors, you need to be registered in Bangladesh Medical and Dental Council. Only then you can use the word DR dot before your name if you are a normal practitioner and not practicing homeopathy or Unani. Even in case of homeopathy practice, you can use the title doctor before your name only if you are registered in Bangladesh Homeopathic Board. That's actually the governing body of homeopathy practitioners, similar to councils. Same thing is also common for Bangladesh Pharmacy Council. You can be a pharmacist only if you are registered in the Pharmacy Council. And you, if you want to use the DR dot or doctor title before your name, then you need to be registered in Bangladesh Board of Unani and Ayurvedic Systems of Medicine. So basically, all of these councils, institutions, or chartered institutions or chartered councils are some specific governing body for a specific professional subject, and they are telling that the specific person who has completed some criteria like completing bachelor's degree, being a member of that institution or anything, they are actually getting a specific title So legally they can use their title before or after their name. But in case of other things like economics graduates, mathematics graduates, there are no council for them. There is no economics council, there is no mathematics council, there is no chemistry council, no physics council, no sociologist council, or no institution of biologists, or no institution of biochemists, or no institution of sociologists, or chemists, and no chartered council or institution for any of them. So there is no specific governing body of those subjects. So even if you complete your PhD degrees in these specific subjects, you can't be entitled as an economist and mathematician, or a chemist, or a sociologist, or a biologist, or a biochemist. You can be entitled, or you cannot use this specific terminology before or after your name legally, because you are not registered through a specific council. So that's why these all are some memes in case of Bangladesh. And in some other countries there are some specific countries where these titles can be used, because there are specific councils or governing body of these specific professional subjects. So ultimately you can never be an economist in Bangladesh legally. So being an economist, being a mathematician, or a chemist are just some specific memes and nothing else. Atik Rahman completed BSS and MSS in economics, and also an MA from he has done his bachelors and masters in economics, MSS and BSS from National University Bangladesh, and then he went to Select Chamber of Commerce and Industry to become an IT officer. Here's another, it's MD Shahnia Rahman Sajid, and his degree is from East West University. Well, let's see, the best university for economics degree in Bangladesh is Department of Economics, East West University. So he has done his economics degree from East West University, bachelors, but after that he done EMBA in marketing and became a marketing officer, I guess, area marketing executive, digital marketer, UX specialist, etc. So went to another pathway. And this is another person, Maliha Jaman Ena, BSS in economics, University of Dhaka, but she is an entrepreneur. The Purple Box, she is the owner of the Purple Box or something. So what she actually did with her economics degree. Here's another, Shahrin Akhtar, SEO specialist. So she's an SEO specialist and completed BSS in economics and also master's degree in economics with first class. And after that she became an SEO specialist in Roy Technologies. And here's another person, she also has done BSS and MSS in economics from National University and become office assistant cum computer operator, and also program organizer, not program manager or someone like that, program organizer. That's totally different from his degree program. Here's another person, and her degree is from Asian University for Women, degree in politics, philosophy and economics, and she is the co-founder and chief executive of Samantaral. So she is an entrepreneur or related someone. And here's another, Islam Al Faith, and he has also done a BSS in health economics with CGPA 3.85. That's really high. And she became visualizer, program coordinator, content developer, and co-founder. Another entrepreneur, and he's highly interested in highly interested to be an data analyst and data visualizer. I mean, after completing his economics degree, he wanted to become a data analyst. Here's another, Sadman Saqib Rahman, BSS in economics at DU. Fine. So after that he became the intern of feature writer in the Business Standard. It's a newspaper. So he became a news writer and also proofreader after completing his degree in economics. Here's another, Hasibul Hassan, economics major. So he became a copywriter. Now you may see this is actually not any kind of job or something. This is a specific center which is inside University of Dhaka, the university where he has completed his degree program. So this is just a total voluntary job and nothing else. So this is the main thing that he is now doing, or he is now working as a copy editor in the Financial Express after completing his degree in economics. Here's another person, Anthra Raisa, and she became the finance intern and finance department under the accounts payable, and her degree was also in BSS in economics. Here's another person, Saida Tasfia Tasnim, and she is basically an article writer in newspapers, and her degree is also from Brack University in BSS in economics or something. And K Tahi Jaman or someone, so she has also done bachelor's degree in economics and became editorial writer in Tasnim Group. I mean editorial writer. She became a writer after his degree in economics. Ahmed Mustafa, health economist and freelance consultant. Well, his degree is Bachelor of Medicine and a Bachelor of Surgery. So without a bachelor's degree in economist, he is an health economist. He completed Master of Science in Health Economics, and there is Dr. Kobir Mohammad Lutful, and he did the same thing. No, not same thing. He completed a Bachelor of Commerce in Finance and Banking, and also Master of Commerce in Finance, first class, both of them. Well, he has done a PhD in economics. That's great, and he is now a development economics. I mean, no bachelor's degrees in economics. Shakil Ahmed, senior health economist in World Bank, and he completed his bachelor's degree in also medicine and surgery. No bachelor's degree in economics, a master of public health, and PhD in healthcare finance. PhD in healthcare financing. And this is Kaji Saifureja, UNDP, socioeconomist, and he has done a master MBA in HRM or human resource management. He completed an MBA in HRM or human resource management and became socio-economist in UNDP. MD Shahnad, CFA. Well, he is the deputy director of Bangladesh Bank and also micro prudential policy maker of Bangladesh Bank, deputy director, guest lecturer, and economist in International Monetary Fund. But his degree is not in economics. He has completed BBA in finance, MBA in finance. No economics degree, not even a postgraduate degree. And here is another person. He is Saim Ahmed, health economist at Oxford University Clinical Research Unit, and his bachelor's was in statistics, master's degree in health economics. That's quite fine, and another master's degree in statistics. So no bachelor's in economics again. And there is Jaim Al Heshan. He has done Master of Social Science in Economics. That's good, but his bachelor's was not in economics. He completed the BBA degree or Bachelor of Business Administration, and he is saying that he is an aspiring economist. That's fine. And here is another person, Masood Rahman, economist in UNHCR. Very high profile, but his bachelor's was in marketing, BBA in marketing, though he has done masters in economics from a foreign university. So again, no bachelor's in economics. and it's Rifad Hossein, unit economist at ShopUp. That's fine, but his bachelor's degree is in engineering, Bachelor of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. Again, no degree in economics. I mean, no bachelor's degree in economics.
So when I wake up in the morning, I get really happy that I got CGPA 4 out of 4 with 97% of marks and 180 credits completed with 36 courses.